Hi, everyone. Welcome to our hybrid lunch talk. So this is the very first set of our professional development lunch talk series for the fall 2021 semester, and we're doing a hybrid virtual in-person situation, so bear with us. That's good. Okay. So we are going to be doing a bunch of different introductions. We're going to introduce Spectrum and the faculty mentoring committee, some of which are joining virtually, and then we'll just talk about the rest of them. Also, just as a side note, since we are in this current / post-pandemic world, we are doing required RSVPs for our events, and we will be putting QR codes or links in all of our invitations. And we also have to require everyone to do their Mason daily health checks. And when we had our game night, we checked your little green stamp thing in person. And then we're gonna go over some general campus tips and tricks, because a lot of us haven't been on campus at all, or it's been a very long time. So we're gonna go over places you can eat, study spots, things like that. So I'm Kat. I am one of the co-founders of Spectrum, also part of Spectrum Leadership. I'm a grad student. I do physics education research, and happy to be part of the team. And I think everyone else can introduce themselves.
Hi, everyone. I'm Michael.
Pop into the screen.
I'm Michael. I'm currently a senior undergraduate at GMU, and I've just been brought into the Spectrum family this year, and so I'm hoping to help with a lot of their events and these professional development lunch talks to help spread the word about equality and diversity in STEM.
Hi, everyone. I'm Natasha. I was one of the co-founders of Spectrum, and I'm also a current leader in Spectrum. I am a first-year graduate student this year studying astrophysics at the NASA Goddard Flight Center. I'm happy to be back helping everybody out.
Hi, everyone. My name is Phoebe. I am new to Spectrum Leadership this year. I'm a first-year grad student here in physics at GMU. I'm also working on physics education with Kat, and I'm really excited to be a part of Spectrum.
Yeah, and Raina is actually in the room right now. She couldn't be here with us physically today, so Raina, if you want to say something, you can go ahead. Or not, that's okay too.
No, we won't be able
to hear. She's not unmuting, so I don't. She may be away from her computer for a second.
Raina is amazing.
Yes.
The Spectrum Leadership.
She's a senior undergrad this year, and she's graduating in December. Okay.
All right, cool. So I'm just going to give a recap of all of the programs that Spectrum offers at present. First is the professional development lunch talks, which you already know about if you're here. But yeah, every Thursday or every other Thursday at 3 p.m. We'll be giving a talk on a different topic related to professional development in some capacity. We also have our mentoring program, where we have mentees and mentors to just kind of work together and facilitate these relationships between people in the department, just to kind of help each other out and make sure that everyone is doing okay. We also have the incident report form. So if anything happens in the department that you don't feel comfortable with, or that you want to talk to someone about, but you're maybe not wanting to go face-to-face to do that, you can report it using the incident report form on our website. We also have the Code of Professional Conduct, which I'm pretty sure you can find on the College of Science website, right? Yeah. And that pretty much is just a set of guidelines of how we conduct ourselves here in the College of Science and in the physics department. We also have the faculty mentoring committee, who we'll talk about a little bit later, but they're also here to help you in pretty much any capacity, and they're just there to be a resource for you. But if anyone has any other ideas for what else will help, we are definitely open to ideas and feedback. So you can just let us know what else you would like to see from us this year in the future. We're always open to hearing any ideas that anyone has.
So then we also have our faculty mentoring committee that is, I'll introduce. Okay. So we have 6 members of between faculty and staff that are on our mentoring committee. They are listed here. Notably, Joe Weingartner and Erhai Zhao are both undergraduate advisors as well. So you may have seen their names pop up on some of your orientation materials. So they help us with problem solving from both the student and faculty side. We communicate with them very constantly about what we would like to see done in the department, and they try to take that to the faculty level at faculty meetings and stuff like that. So they represent the students in faculty only spaces. As of right now, faculty meetings aren't actually open to students to attend, so they are our voice in those meetings. They give out advice and advocacy, so they are safe people for you to go to if you have any problems, whether that's academic, personal. They are there to lend a hand or to refer you to the right person or department that can help you, and they will help you advocate for yourself, and they will advocate for you as well. They also help you with career planning. All of these wonderful people are very well connected, and they can help you get in touch with people regardless of what career you want to go into, whether that's grad school, academia, or more private industry. They can help you out.
Sorry about that. I think I missed a few of the slides, but we're good. But yeah, so who to contact in the department if you need various things. So for example, anything related to academic affairs, you contact Brooke Vaughn, human resources, grant and scholarship management, finance. All these people are fantastic in the office, and they can help you out with any of those things. Our department chair is Dr. Paul So. So if you just have anything related to the department that you need answers for, he's a great resource. And as Natasha said on the last slide, these are all of the academic advisors for astronomy, physics, and the graduate level stuff. Please use these people as a resource. They are here to help you. Visit them, get their opinion on things related to class, related to research, pretty much whatever related to your academics, because they are experts on this. They know what they're talking about, and they can really help you with that kind of stuff. So all these people are fantastic. Obviously, they know what they're doing related to these things. So yeah, use them as a resource. They're there to help you.
So some campus tips and tricks, because some of you probably haven't been on campus before, or this is your first time on campus. I get it. This campus can be a little bit sprawling and kind of hard to navigate. So as far as places to eat go, there's the JC, the Johnson Center. It's in the very center of campus, and they have a lot of places to eat there, including Akina Sushi, Chipotle, Steak and Shake, Panera Bread. There's also an express store where they have snacks and drinks, little smaller stuff, and they also have salads there and pre-made sandwiches. There's also a Blaze Pizza and a Garbanzo in the Johnson Center, and there's a Starbucks on the ground floor, although I'm not sure if that's open due to COVID right now or not. It is not. I'm getting head shakes. So there was a Starbucks there. Hopefully it will reopen at some point in time in the future. There's also the dining halls. So there's Ike's and Southside. Those are the most commonly known ones. Ike's is in President's Park. That's the general undergraduate housing. Southside is near the Honors College housing. Southside is also connected to the gym. That's right there, the big glass walkway that you see. There's also one called the Globe. It's up at the very top of campus near the international student housing. That one's a little bit smaller and it has stranger hours. Right now, Southside is open, I think either until 2 or 24 hours, and Ike is open until like, I think midnight for now. There's an Einstein's Bagels down at the engineering building. So again, on the southern tip of campus there. Up towards Northern Neck, if you go towards Southside and then you turn up, there is a Starbucks at the very top. It's a full Starbucks, so they are open 24 hours and they do have indoor seating. There's a Panda Express and a Manhattan Pizza. There's also a Dunkin' Donuts and a Subway. The subway is up past Peterson Hall, so that one can be a little bit of a hike, but it is there. As far as places to study goes, there's the main library, Fenwick. Fenwick actually has a floor that's exclusive to graduate students, if that's something that interests you as a graduate student. There's also open study spaces like the brand new Horizon Hall building. There's the physics lounge, which they are working on fixing the OmniLock code to, I promise. There's the second floor of exploratory, and there's also the first floor. There's lots of tables there. There's also Peterson Hall, which is up towards the top of campus. Peterson Hall actually has booths with little TVs that can sync up to your laptops, which make it great for study sessions. They also have large glass walled rooms with big whiteboards and markers. You just have to go early to catch one of those. And be sure to get your code from the physics office for the physics lounge once the OmniLock is fixed. That's a great place to study, and there's a lot of physics textbooks in there, and usually a lot of people hanging out that can help you with pretty much any class you're in because they've taken it before or they're in it now.
Okay, so also important to know about coming to campus if you're going to be here in person is parking, because there's not a lot of it. And parking passes and permits particularly sell out really fast. So if you don't already have one and you're planning to park somewhere on campus at all, you should definitely go to this link and try and get a parking pass as soon as possible. And if you can't get one, then maybe you can try something with your friends, passing it out. I don't really know, but these are the lots that are included in the parking passes, basically every letter of the alphabet. And the economy pass, as you can see, also includes access to the Western campus lots and also a shuttle that runs to the main campus. So that's giving you more parking options there. And if you're looking at specifically parking options that are close to where your classes are going to be, Exploratory Hall and Planetary Hall, which are actually the same building, the closest parking space there is the Shenandoah parking deck, which is right next to where the shuttles stop off, right across from Exploratory Hall. And but if you can't find any spaces there, I think probably the next closest lot would be A, which is at Eagle Bank Arena. And then it's just a little bit of a walk to get to Exploratory Hall from there. And then for how to get involved in things on campus, there's a few events that and clubs that we wanted to highlight that are specifically related to physics and astronomy. There's, in general, there's tours, I think, weekly at the observatory that is open to the general public. So anyone can go and look at the telescope that's at Research Hall and look at some interesting photos of the night sky, galaxies or stars or nebula or things like that, and just see how we do research with the telescope there. There's also the Friends of the Observatory, which is a student club that it uses the telescope for just looking at interesting things in the sky, like nebula and galaxies and things that make for good pictures. I think they have an Instagram where they have a lot of their great pictures there, so you should check that out. And for more information on that, you can contact Dr. Peter Blauvchan. He's the main head of the observatory, and also Dr. Rob Parks, who is filling in for Dr. Blauvchan now because he's on paternity leave this semester, actually. And then there's also the observatory TAs, Kevin Collins and Thunya Pong, or M, I think he goes by M. Those are both graduate students. And then there's one other club that we wanted to mention is the Physics and Astronomy Society, which is another student group that just talks about interesting topics in physics and astronomy. And they'll have presentations from students as well. And they just like to talk about physics and have a good time. And their current president is Cicely Motivani. She's an undergraduate. And then finally, we just wanted to go over a little bit of the campus layout because we know a lot of you are going to be coming in from COVID, not knowing where actually buildings and classes are. other than in the internet ether space on Zoom. So these circled buildings here are going to be where you're probably going to have most of your classes here. So just to orient for reference, 30, the big red building here is the Johnson Center. And then over here is the Shenandoah parking deck that we mentioned earlier. And lot A is going to be down over here in this general area somewhere. So the main building you're probably going to have almost all of your classes in is 46 and 18. They're actually connected. That's Exploratory Hall and Planetary Hall. And so this is where most of your physics class and astronomy classes are going to be. And then across from that, there's Data King Hall. You probably won't have many classes in there, except maybe a few lecture classes, because that's a big lecture hall. And then over here, 17, this is Enterprise Hall, and then 50 is Research Hall. This is where the telescope is. 29 over here is Innovation Hall. I have the numbers right there. I should have just looked at that. And then 37 is the engineering building, in case you are actually an engineer major instead of physics or astronomy. And that's pretty much it, I think. So thank you all for coming. And I guess now we can take any questions from the forum, or if people have any questions.
Yeah. Questions, comments. I see there are some faculty. That's not going to work. Hang on. Okay. So I see there's some faculty. So if anybody wants to, they have any comments or general advice for students, we also have our anonymous question form that is available. If somebody doesn't want to ask a question here, raise your hand. The recording is going to go up on YouTube. These slides are going to go up on our website as well. So if you guys think of any questions, afterwards, then please feel free to contact us through Instagram, email, our website, one of our personal emails, carrier pigeon. I don't really care, just figure out a way to get to us. This is also just a time for open discussion. So if somebody disagrees with something that we said, or if we forgot something. It's also important to note some things that may go back to normal after COVID. This is all with COVID in place. This is all this information. Normally there are other study spaces, like there's the JC Library, which is actually currently a testing center for COVID, but usually it used to be a library that's active learning. So you can actually talk and have fun. There's lots of whiteboards scattered everywhere. There's also the Mix. It's attached to Fenwick. Again, I'm pretty sure that's a COVID testing site right now. But the Mix used to be a really cool place to study, and they had a lot of they had a lot of murals on the wall. They also had a 3D printing station where if you submitted something, they'll 3D print it for you. It was pretty cool in there. They took the best places on campus and made them COVID testing centers. Yeah, I feel like this was pointed.
They should make Fenwick a COVID testing center.
Seriously. An important thing to note about Fenwick, in case somebody doesn't know, is that each floor has a designation for how much active learning is allowed. So there are some floors that it's completely silent. You cannot speak when you are on that floor. You will get kicked off that floor if you try to speak there. And then there are others that are active collaboration centers. So you can be talking freely out on the floor quietly. There's also rooms that you can reserve in Fenwick in case you want to talk to a large group of people. And there's a website where you can reserve those. Be forewarned that students will just find an empty room and go into it, regardless of whether it's reserved or not. If it's empty, it's fair game. So you may have to kick some people out of your room if you reserved it. You may or may not be successful in that venture. People will fight you for those rooms during finals. So prep for that. What else? There's a Starbucks in Exploratory, one of the mini ones, one of the travel ones, but I don't know if that's open right now.
I'm pretty sure that's closed.
No, it is open, but I don't know what the hours is. Like, really short.
I've never seen it.
I know they used to have limited hours before, but I don't know what they're on now. So there's a little tiny Starbucks. They don't have all the stuff to do fraps or big lattes or anything. You can have to go to the full Starbucks for that, but they have, you know, coffee. Just as a general note, these professional development lunch talks are an hour. However, we are not in the business of trying to keep people for a full hour if we run out of content. So it's part of what makes it a lunch talk. If we can talk for the full hour, that's great. If not, then all of you get a much needed break in the middle of your day because you already have the rest of the hour cordoned off. Yeah. Last call for questions for now. And again, like we said before, if you ever think of anything, please reach out to us. Our Instagram is newly active and we do respond to DMs. If you see us on campus, flag us down. Our pictures are up on the website in case you forget what we look like. Be warned, we're not wearing masks in our photos, so we may be unrecognizable. There's also happiness in our eyes.
Okay, well, I guess we should call it there.
See you all in 2 weeks. Thanks for coming, everybody.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, can I ask a question as faculty? Am I too late? Oh wait, what's my audio set to? All right, can you hear me okay? Hello?
We can hear you.
Yeah, okay. I was just kind of curious. Yeah, it's been a long time we've had COVID going now, and this is like our 3rd semester living with it. How are students coping in the 3rd semester, and like what resources are available to them? And I mean, with Delta surging right now, and I think we're trying to have a mostly in-person semester. You know, what are there any concerns that students have, or worries about what to do in this situation? Because all these things have changed now with policies, and if it's in person, it has to be in person. What's the sense on campus?
There we go. Thank you. As far as resources, there's the undergraduate Discord, and there's also a graduate student Discord, although they're kind of melded. It's kind of like graduate students that are in classes are in the general department Discord, and then there's a graduate student Discord as well. From what I've seen, most upperclassmen still aren't coming to campus. Most of those classes are just online only or hybrid, so you can select which way you're going. I mean, it's difficult, but I feel like most students at this point have just kind of resigned to what it is. Like, this is what life is now, and so you either keep going or you take some time off and come back when there's a quote unquote normal.
Yeah, I think with everything being on Zoom now, even just the 1st semester in, you probably already knew whether Zoom classes were going to work for you or not, because it's just a totally different type of situation you're in, where you're probably at your home, sitting at your own desk, or maybe even in your bed, in your Zoom class, and if you have a short attention span, it's going to be really hard to focus on what's going on in the class compared to everything else that you could be getting messages on Discord or your phone, or just browsing at something on the internet. And so for students that are having a hard time with that, I don't really think there's any alternative other than just waiting for things to get back in person. I mean, a lot of classes now are going back in person, but like Natasha said, a lot of the upper classes in particular are staying online because of fear of the Delta resurging. And I think that's a legitimate fear. I think it's good to stay on the safe side with that. But yeah, that's how I feel.
I mean, I know for a lot of people that Discord has proven to be immensely useful, even more so than just regularly being in person, because when you were in person, you would either have friends in the class or you would like exchange phone numbers with the person that sits next to you. And like, that was your one contact for help in the class. Now you can have everybody in all of your classes in the Discord together, and there's a chat for, you know, your specific class. You know, no one needs to have your number. There's voice chats. You can be working with literally the entire class at once. So lots of people that you wouldn't have spoken to previously because it's such open collaboration. So if anyone is interested in getting that link, reach out to us. That's not something that we're going to put up on the website just to avoid people getting into it that aren't, you know, physics, astronomy students.
Yeah.
But I would say that's been a great resource for people.
Yeah, I think I was kind of only looking at one side of it, but for people who do have the focus and can handle the Zoom classes, I think that there have been a lot of benefits on that as well. I definitely have made more friends over the physics Discord than I ever did for my first year in person at GMU, and that might just be because of the type of person I am. But so it has been maybe even more helpful in some ways.
So I wanted to thank Spectrum for putting together this presentation and running this talk series. This is a great resource for our students. Another related question, you said, you know, you made a lot of friends on Discord. Have the newly declared majors, you know, this year, or freshmen or sophomores, been able to find Spectrum or get in touch with you and find out the Discord? Do you know who our newly declared majors are? I'm just kind of curious.
Well, we have one, I think, in the room with us right now.
Oh, you're in person. Okay, yeah, sorry. Great.
So
well, I know the mailing list, I think, is up to date.
Last Friday, that came as well.
Yeah, I know the mailing list.
Who the new students are, that's not actually something that we get to know. Students, you can't, as a student, know another student's identity unless they give it to you. So like their email, their phone number, all that stuff. But the undergraduate advisors have access to all of those emails and all of those people. So basically we send promotional flyers. If any professors are watching this later and they would like to get our promotional flyers to send out to your classroom, by all means, reach out to us. And then those professors that have the ability to reach out to, you know, however many students, send it out. So I know Professor Weingartner got the promotional flyer and sent it out to all of the new incoming students, and that had like our website on it and a bunch of other stuff. So
excellent.
And if anyone would like members of Spectrum leadership to come and give a brief presentation in your class, let us know. We're more than happy to come in and talk for 5 to 10 minutes to your class about Spectrum and who we are and what we do. Yeah. Okay. Any other last minute questions? Okay, in that case, thanks for coming, everybody. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks, either here or on Zoom, your preference. Bye.